Hello everybody, it's Rich here. I'm just gonna do a video, the records I played today, actually last night. I had to restart this because as I was doing it, the mailman came and the dogs went crazy. And look what he brought. This great record that I wish I had had when I did that video with Norman Maslow. It's the Mummies, Never Been Caught. This was my treat to myself for Christmas. And it looks like, Telstar, is it? Yeah, Telstar Records, man. I'm looking forward to listening to that. Anyways, I logged on to YouTube last night, and I think there were 3 live streams going. Psyche Derek was doing one with that Bizarro guy. Mr. Bizarro, was it? PB Thaw, Pat the Ripper was doing one. There was another one, and I'm sure the Jazz Bums were going. And I looked, and there were videos by Metal Theologian, Near Wild Heaven, and Martin Jones. But I decided, you know what, I'll watch those tomorrow morning after breakfast. And yeah, excuse for the disheveled look. I just got up a little while ago. This is what I slept in. No GQ look here. I mean, if you want that, go watch Ben Rankins or Mazzy. Anyways, last night I decided I was going to, instead of watching YouTube, I'm going to listen to some records. And I must have pulled at least 6 Pink Floyd albums, that being one right there. And I listened to this one here. This is the first thing I listened to yesterday. Side 1. Now look at this. It's still in the shrink, but look at that, man. That shrink is so tight. And this is a German press. I mean, it's pretty. So this record I store the record outside. Most of the time I store the records in the sleeve. And this is a German press. I listened to side 1. It's maybe my favorite side of a Pink Floyd album. It's all Syd Barrett stuff. Starts out with Arnold Lane, their single. Then it has Interstellar Overdrive off of their Pipers at the Gates of Dawn. See Emily Play, another one of their early singles. Then you got Remember a Day and Paintbox. And those are from More. I could be. No, they're not from, whatever. Anyways, I dig this album. Relics. Came out in 71, I believe. Now after that, I thought, you know what, I'm going to listen to this Syd Barrett bootleg. The Return of the Crazy Diamond. And I listened again to side 1. It was Baby Lemonade, Waving My Arms in the Air, I Never Lied to You, Love Song, Dominoes, and then 3 versions of It Is Obvious. You got take 2, take 3, and take 5. Now, this is kind of a folky, I mean, it's basically him and acoustic guitar. And I really don't listen to folk albums much at all, if ever. So after I listened to this, I kind of canned the whole Pink Floyd thing that I was going to venture into. And I had to cleanse my palate. And I pulled this. In the same section as Pink Floyd. Parliament, the Clones of Dr. Funkenstein, is it? The Clones of Dr. Funkenstein. And then I noticed on this sticker, this store sticker here, they have a cloning of Dr. Funkenstein. A Kmart sticker on there. I listened to side 1 of this. And it starts out great with this prelude and then Gaming on You. Kind of my favorite song on the side. Then you got Dr. Funkenstein, which is kind of a funky groove, and this guy's rapping or talking. You got Children of Production, which is a good song. And then the last song, Getting to Know You, it's almost kind of a disco thing going on. But yeah, that cleansed my palate. And I went for something a little different. It's this Vicente Fernandez. On this one, I listened to side 2. Because I guess he does a duet with Roberto Carlos, whoever that is. I don't have any idea who he is. I'm sure it's this disco biscuit looking guy right there. But yeah, this is fabulous, man. This is a Walmart exclusive. My wife and I were at Walmart. I don't know what we were doing. I'm looking through, and they had 4 Vicente Fernandez albums. And I picked up 2. One from the late 70s. This one came out in 89, I think. And I wish I would have got all 4. I mean, I really do. I went back, and they're long gone. But yeah, it's just fabulous. He's such a great voice. And I just dig this kind of music. Mariachi music or whatever. With all those acoustic guitars and whatnot. Now, I've been on a 60s garage psych kick a lot lately. And I believe Crazy Jimmy's vinyl, I think he showed this. Somebody did. And I go, you know what, I pulled it out. I didn't listen to it when I pulled it out, but I listened to it last night. And of all the records I listened to, this is the one that blew me away or surprised me the most. This is fantastic, man. Love Is All Around by the Trogs. This is a U.S. album. Now, if you look up the Trogs on Wikipedia, this record isn't even, it's not mentioned. It's like it doesn't exist, which is unfortunate, man. You can find this, I'm sure, for pretty cheap. I mean, this is a stereo, what does it say? Electronically altered to simulate stereo. And it sounds wonderful. I know people hate all that kind of electronically altered stuff. But I prefer it, man. I prefer stereo. It starts off with Love Is All Around. Their second hit after Wild Thing. And I think that was the only 2 hits they had in the States. And that one's kind of a poppy 60s song. It's a good song. But after that, man, it's very psyche, very garagey. This is, I think Crazy Jimmy, if it was his video that I watched, he said this is their most psych album that they have. And I mean, it's the only, I have this and I have their first. But yeah, this blew me away at how much I liked it, man. 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just fantastic. I really dug this. Listen to both sides. And then that got me in the 60s mood again. And I pulled out this Got Live If You Want It by the Rolling Stones. The first punk rock album ever. This is just great, man. It's recorded at the Royal Albert Hall, but it isn't. They attempted to record the concert at the Royal Albert Hall, but it was, when these guys were playing, it was like chaos. I have a video, a DVD, and it's like, it's complete chaos, man. People on the stage and just, so they had to scrap those tapes. And what they did is they pieced together some live, songs from various gigs. I think 2 or 3 different gigs, and they got the best versions that they could find and spliced them together. But it's still, they couldn't find enough good versions to make a complete album. So they got I've Been Loving You Too Long and Fortune Teller, the studio versions, and then they just piped the screaming fans over it. Now, if you get this album, and I highly recommend, make sure you get the mono. The stereo one it's terrible. It's not good. Out of the right speaker, it's just screaming. And I think maybe the vocals, and then all the music and everything else is on the left. Now, I had the stereo one. I purged it once I found this. And I found listening to that, if you sat directly in front of the left speaker, it kind of put the screaming to the side, and it's not quite as annoying. But man, a stereo version of this on headphones would be a nightmare. But yeah, this is just fantastic. The songs are sped up. I saw a YouTube guy talking about this, and he said, yeah, this isn't a good album. The only good song on it is Lady Jane. He goes, all the other songs, it seems like they're rushing through it. And they're not rushing through it, man. They're giving it the punk rock feel, urgency. And it is just fantastic. Mick is so good on this. And then after that, I decided I would play this. Rolling Stones from the Vault at the Marquee Club, is it? Marquee Club, live 1971. This is absolutely fantastic. And it comes with a DVD, and that's what I decided, you know what, I'm going to watch it instead of listening to it. And I watched the DVD, and it was it's mind-boggling how great this band was. From 69 to 72, they were like top of the game. Then after that, I watched a movie, Attack the Block. This is the third time I've watched the movie. I love that thing, man. It's about these youngsters in London, and it's got like a sci-fi horror twist to it. It's a great movie. In fact, I'm probably gonna order it on DVD or Blu-ray. I'm sure you can get it for cheap. Anyways, take care, everybody. That's what I listened to, the records I listened to today. And sorry for the scruffy appearance. I'm a scruffy sod. Take care, everybody. Happy New Year.